I'm just lounging in the IKEA play area. Thank you so much to them for supplying this for our audience every day. We've got actually Tristan here and his mom Tara, and we're going to talk a little bit about speech development because this is something that is of great concern to parents. When their kids are young, they're looking at the developmental milestones and they're thinking, okay, at what point do I start getting worried if my child is not speaking? So I'll throw that question out to you, Dr. Huber. When do you start taking extra steps?
Yeah, so about 1 in 10 children will be a little bit behind and need to seek help. And you get concerned if they're behind on one of those milestones. When you go to the doctor and they go through the checklist, if they're behind even on one of the milestones, they're meant to be a wide catch. So they catch all kids that may be at risk because it's better to be proactive. So if you're concerned as a mom, if your child isn't meeting the milestones, if there's something different about their speech, if their play and social interactions are inappropriate or seem behind compared to their peers, if they're stuttering, repeating sounds, syllables, those are reasons to go and get help. If they're just not developing, they're kind of developed and they kind of plateau or they regress. If you think they're not hearing, because hearing can be a big cause of not developing speech. So those are kind of the key things that if you're concerned at all as a parent, trust your gut and go and get help. It's better to be proactive and be early.
Okay, well, that's good advice because sometimes I hear the opposite. Sometimes I hear, parents need to chill out, your kid's going to get there. But if if your gut is telling you something is a little bit off, especially in the social interaction and the speech, to take action. So let's put all the information for the developmental milestones. I know you can get it anywhere, but you'll be able to get it on our website, cityline.ca, because I've got all the information here. And I want to talk to Tara for a sec, because you noticed at some point that Tristan maybe wasn't hitting those milestones.
That's right. At about 15 months, I noticed he wasn't at the level he should be for speech. And then triggers started setting in when I noticed he wasn't really saying anything at all. He was a very happy kid, always smiling, but no words or sounds ever came out of his mouth.
Okay.
And up until about last January, he was completely nonverbal, just still not talking, making noises to let you know he wanted something, but no idea what it was. And then...
how old is he now?
He's 4.5 now. He'll be 5 in April.
And what did you end up doing?
I tried to get him on some wait lists for speech to at least encourage that much. So I actually started teaching him sign language on my own. I learned it and taught it to him at the same time. And that tried to help a little, at least get rid of his frustration. Eventually the wait list lifted and he's made a lot of progress since then, but we're still stumbling over consonants and he wants to put more words together than he knows how to do.
Now you are currently getting therapy then, speech therapy, and it's helping.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We notice a lot more improvement when he's on his breaks because they're in blocks of treatment. So he has so many weeks of therapy and then so many weeks off. And I noticed a big difference on the weeks off, I guess, because I really pushed it because, I wanted the best for him.
Yeah, you're a good mom. Well, I love the fact that you actually, you listened to your gut, you took the steps that you needed to take, you got a reference for a speech therapist, and now things are moving along. So, Rubina, you have some steps and tips for parents that might help them to get their kids increasing their vocabulary.
Absolutely, because, sometimes, and I have to say, even from a nanny's perspective, sometimes it's what I call a little bit of lazy-itis, as in, if the child has no purpose to speak, they won't speak. And what you will find often is they may have a child that is, a brother or a sister that constantly answers for them. Yeah. So it's like, hey, do you want an apple? And the apple is passed to them rather than waiting for the yes or no,
Very good point. And a lot of times we see that in younger siblings.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing your story for us. Hopefully we can speak a little bit more about it after the break. Stay with us, more coming up.